Hey everybody, it's Kevra. That's me, I'm Kevra, and I would love more customization in Mario Party.
And I'm Captain Luigi, and I would also love more customization in Mario Party.
Really? What would you like to customize?
Well, Kevra, first of all, I'd like to customize Lucky Spaces.
Yes, okay, because they give out way too many coins in Mario Party. I mean, they should cap out like a 10 coin.
No. I'm saying customize them completely off the board.
What? No, but I like Lucky Spaces.
What about bonus stars?
Yes, okay, there we go. Because they used to give out 3, now they only give out 2.
No. I want all of them. Or none of them. And what about Bowser Spaces? Can we customize a whole board for Bowser Spaces?
No, I don't know about that.
And what about...
No, you know what? Let's go ahead. I need to redo this intro real quick. So That's me. I'm Kevra, and I don't know if more customization is such a good idea. So regardless of what people say, Mario Party has always had at least some degree of customization. We've always been able to decide the number of turns that we want to play. It was a bit limited in the first 2 games where you could only do 20, 35, or 50, but starting in Mario Party 3, you could do anywhere between 10 to 50 in intervals of 5. Also in Mario Party 3, they started giving you the option to be able to handicap players by giving them a star or multiple stars before the game even starts. Mario Party 2 introduced the feature where you could turn on or off the bonus stars, and in later iterations, they even gave us the option to choose between the classic bonus stars that were seen in Mario Party 1 through 5, or the new bonus stars. In fact, going back all the way to the first Mario Party, they gave us the ability to turn off certain board features. You could turn off the Boo so no one would steal stars or coins. You could turn off the Koopa Troopa so he wouldn't give you 10 coins just for returning to the start of the board. You could even turn on or off the items in their weird version of an item system that were in the form of random blocks. So Mario Party always has had customization, but people seem to want more of it, and this is where things get a little bit for me. Because I think customization works really well specifically in single player games, because you can keep reinventing how you play that game, so you can go back and play it again and again in a brand new way essentially every single time. For multiplayer games, it's a bit trickier. Because for a single player game, really the choices that you make to change up the gameplay are on you and you alone. You know, if you want to do the survival mode where you have to eat every few hours in a single player game, I don't think that's fun, but again, it's a single player game. You do you. However you have the most fun, go for it. But when it comes to a multiplayer game, we have to come to an agreement. And we might not see eye to eye, which is something I quickly realized as I started doing all my Superstars videos when I launched this channel. Like, in one of my videos, I talked about the ability to turn off certain mini-games that were really bad for Superstars. Whether it was Piranha's Pursuit, which is extremely one-sided, or Tug of War, which I feel like just enable Joy-Con drift. But that was kind of it. I just wanted to remove those 2 specific mini-games, specifically because I was worried about my joysticks, and because Piranha's Pursuit is just bullshit. But then I started seeing what other people wanted to remove. They wanted to remove bumper balls. They wanted to remove luck-based minigames. I even saw some people saying that they really wanted to cut down the list to only the best minigames, because why play the mid or bad minigames when you could just play the top tier minigames? And to me, that's a terrible call, because if you're playing the same minigames over and over and over again, even if they are the best ones, you're gonna get tired of them pretty quickly because there's a lack of variety. And then the second problem with that is, what are technically the best minigames? Everyone has a different list of what the best minigames are, just like we have a different list of what the best boards are in the series. In fact, you've probably seen a minigame tier list from, you know, a YouTuber or someone on Reddit or whatever the case might be, and then you look at it and you go,
now Domination, there's a good minigame.
God, it's a button masher, are you?
Classic Mario Party button mashing. I wish they would bring back Tug of War to this one.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you?
Classic controller spinning.
So while a part of me does want to bring back that custom minigame list from Mario Party 4 to disable the really, really bad minigames, I know that just because I think that they're really bad, doesn't mean that everyone thinks that they're bad. And if I'm playing with someone who disabled a lot of minigames that I particularly like, but they just turned them off because they don't like to play them or because they're not very good at them, I'm gonna be pretty annoyed. And that's the core issue I face with customization, because I know so many people say that they want customization, and in some degrees, I'm like, yes, I absolutely agree with you, but then other times, I just think of Super Smash Brothers.
So what, you wanna play Smash Bros?
I can play some Smash Bros. You want me to whoop your ass at that too?
Throw it in.
Alright, let's do it.
No items, though.
Wait. What? No, you have to play with the items. The items are like the best part. That's what
Items are overpowered.
I mean, if you're not wanting to play with items, you're basically just playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or something.
You always play something else?
Mario Kart? There we go. All right.
Hey, you know they just added a feature where you can take the items out, though.
God damn it. Oh, my God.
Dude, that was hurt. And we said Mario Kart at the same time.
Yeah, I know. Now, if you're someone who just plays with AI, this is clearly not an issue for you, and I can only see an upside in your situation. However, because it is a multiplayer game, most people play with other people. And if the group is given the ability to customize, you're gonna have a situation of too many cooks in the kitchen. And honestly, that's my big concern with customization in Mario Party. This game is supposed to destroy friendships when you're playing the game, not before you even start the game. Okay, so what minigames do you want to get rid of?
Well, for starters, diffuse or lose.
I like diffuse or lose. What do you got against diffuse or lose?
It drags out. You're just you get on that cross section and you just keep hammering the A button.
Okay, fine. What else?
Arch Rivals.
Yeah, that one's actually terrible. Yeah, let's get rid of that one.
I want to keep that one.
Wait, what? That one's you can't even shoot. You can't even aim with it.
I love. What about 3 throw?
Okay, I like shooting 3, so you want to keep that one, right?
No, I also want that one to go.
Oh my gosh.
It's too two-sided.
And of course, now that we have online games, this problem is not just limited to people I know in real life. For example, I recently played a match with my friend Ashley, and we found a couple of people on Discord to play with us. These days, I typically play with at least one real person that I know, and then usually a couple of people through Discord. And on Discord, people typically list all the customization that is already there. For example, which board you want to play on, if you want the motion on or off, how many turns you want to do. And since Jamboree just came out, I don't really have a hard time finding a match that I want to play in. But the older and older that Superstars got, the more and more difficult it became to get a match going. Because not only are there less people looking for less matches, but then again, you have that customization barrier of, for example, my friend, I would sometimes see, oh, they want to play a game, but they want to do classic bonus stars. And then my friend would go, oh, I don't want to do classic bonus stars. So even though there was a match right there available for us, we couldn't play because he really doesn't like the classic bonus stars. This is the friend I'm talking about. Say hi, friend.
Hi, friend.
And just the other day, even for Jamboree, I was kind of having a hard time getting a specific match going because I wanted to play 20 turns, and it seems like most people want to do 15 turns. And when I did find a couple of people who wanted to play a 20-turn round, it turned out that they wanted to vote for the minigame as opposed to just doing random, which I am personally not a fan of because, you know, when you include the random selection and they choose a bad minigame, it's like, oh, well, you know, whatever, it's the game, it's random, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. But when someone else chooses a bad minigame, like Gatekeepers, and then we have to play that said minigame, I just get really annoyed at that person. Because it feels like the whole point of voting for the minigame is to avoid the bad ones, but again, we do not have the same definition of what a good or a bad minigame is, and so if you're making me choose the bad one, that's not really stopping the issue. Again, it just causes more issues because as opposed to the game doing it and just being like, whatever, it's the game, when you do it, I now... Are you really going to pick domination every single time?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there's already too much customization in Mario Party. I think we're hitting about the tipping point, but I can still tolerate what we do have. And I still have to admit that while I am against more customization, I do kind of wish that we had a bit more, but again, that's only if people actually wanted the exact same things I wanted, and no one ever wants the exact same things. Like the amount of people I have seen either in a YouTube video or just in a post or comment say that they want to remove lucky spaces from the game, I'm so glad that is not an option. I've seen people say that they wish that they could make all stars free, which I think to me is just crazy. I didn't like it when they were 10 coins in Super, and people literally want to make it free just because it would add to the chaos. I mean, I typically like chaos in Mario Party, but I think that's a little bit too much. I've seen people say that they want to make their own layout for a board so they can change the spaces around to, you know, red spaces or lucky spaces or whatever. And after playing Super Mario Maker 2, I know that some people can design things really well and then some people are really shit at it. I mean, I don't want to be looking for a match on Discord and then see someone, you know, oh, hey, you want to play at King Bowser's Keep? And then find out that half of the spaces have already been converted to Bowser spaces. Or play on a version of Rainbow Galleria where a lot of the spaces are versus spaces because they're like, oh, then we're just playing more minigames and that's always the best part. And that's where my problem lies with customization, because I continuously hear people say that they want to customize things that I might agree that I want some customization, like, again, with Lucky Spaces. I agree that the Lucky Spaces do hurt the economy. I don't think they should give out more than 10 coins, but I don't think that they should remove them. I think removing them is actually a really bad thing that would make the gameplay less fun. Which is why I don't even think that I actually want customability. I just want them to fix what's kind of broken. I mean, it's the exact same problem I have with the Jamboree Buddies, which I've heard a lot of people say that they want to customize this or customize that, change this or that, and it's so frustrating because there are some things I agree with, and then there's some things I strongly disagree with. For example, I've seen people say that they want to be able to turn off the ability to steal an ally just by passing them, which I think is a terrible idea. I think if you take away that aspect, you completely break the Jamboree Buddy. Like, the fact that it can be so easily stolen is one of the safeguards for the Jamboree Buddy, preventing it from being too OP. Because even in its current form, I do think it's still too overpowered. I mean, there have been so many times whenever I've gotten 3 to 4 stars within, just a couple of turns because I've got the Jamboree Buddy. And if you can get 4 stars within 2 turns, that's a problem. I mean, technically, there's always that potential where you could just get a really high triple dice roll, the star spawns keep changing in your favor, and you just get a crap ton of stars in 1 or 2 turns. But that's the kind of situation that's a little bit more of an anomaly, whereas when it comes to the Jamboree Buddies, I've seen this kind of thing happen several times. But because you can steal the buddy, that situation is a little bit more difficult to do when you have people who are constantly trying to steal it from you. That's why I want Nintendo Cube to fix these issues. I want them to say, you know what, maybe if you get 2 stars, then the buddy just goes away or it rotates to another character. But I don't want individuals trying to fix that problem. I want the company who made the mechanic to try and fix that problem. And heck, they already kind of fixed the Jamboree Buddy to a certain extent, because in Super Mario Party, the allies were incredibly broken. They were just absolutely terrible. One of the worst aspects of that game. And now in Mario Party Jamboree, they've improved quite a bit. Just like they improved the dispersing of coins after a minigame, because in Super Mario Party, it kind of felt like placement didn't really matter when you won a minigame because it was such a small gap, and even 4th place got something. Then in Mario Party Superstars, I think they fixed it. This is the best version of that because 1st place still gets 10 coins, and then while 2nd and 3rd place don't get a lot of coins, they still do get something, and it gives you a reason to still compete in a minigame, even if you're not very good at it, because you could still potentially get 2nd or 3rd, you could still get something out of it. And I know there's a lot of people who want to turn this feature off, and I think it's an incredibly great feature, one of the best things that ND Cube has done since they have started doing Mario Party. So while I understand that people want more customization, and I get why they do, because at the same time, I also want more customization, I kind of think it's a bad idea to have more customization if you're someone who plays with real people. Of course, as always, that's not an absolute for every single person. Maybe you have a specific group of friends who all agree on the exact same things in the exact same ways, and you would have 0 issues playing with that group of 4 friends. But again, all the different things I see on the internet just make me feel like this would just be utter chaos, and it would be, well, you just want to pull your own hair out. That was a poor choice of words, wasn't it? Yeah. So now you know my thoughts and feelings on adding more customization to Mario Party, but I'm just one person. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but before we even get to that, since he's here anyway, let's go ahead and get one more person's opinion on this. Alright, so to end this video, I'm just going to discuss a little bit of customization with my friend Zach over here. So if you ever watch footage of me and Zach playing, he's the one getting his ass kicked. But I like how you just took that. You're like, yeah, that's me. But okay, so yeah, let's just talk a little bit about about customization to close out the video. Do you want more customization or do you not?
I do want more customization, but I hate that it ruins the matchmaking.
You mean for the random online matchmakes?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, but what about for like Discord? Because you and I usually get people on Discord, and like, how many times are we like, this one they want to play specifically Westerland, this one they want to do motion controls off, this one they want to do 20 turns as opposed to 15. Like, don't you think that adding more customization is going to be harder to find matches?
Absolutely, and I think the more that the game, the older it gets, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's just a slippery slope, though. I agree.
So yeah, you want more customization, but at the same time, you don't want a lot more customization. It sounds like.
That's right.
Okay, so what things do you want to be able to customize?
For starters, I really would like to customize the bonus stars.
So you do want the 3 stars as opposed to the 2.
I would love the 3 stars.
Yeah.
I would also maybe like to set it whether or not you see the stars.
See, I don't like that because the fact that then it feels like whenever you don't know what you're gonna go for, you're gonna have people land intentionally on Bowser spaces or red spaces or whatever because you're like, well, I could get that bonus possibly.
That's true.
There's like the unpredictable, and that's what I love about it. Honestly, is like you always
think you got a chance.
Yeah, you always think you have a chance. Like that's the bad thing about the original bonus stars, which I still enjoy, but I like this new version more because at the very end, anyone can win because you don't know what's gonna be picked.
Sure.
So, but at the same time, I get like it makes it more strategic if you know like, oh, there's a red space star, there's a fast travel star, all that kind of stuff. Because then you're gonna like.
And that's kind of what they did with the pro rules.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't think I necessarily hate it, but at the same time, I do think I prefer not knowing at the very end. But we do both want 3. Would you want more than 3?
Maybe. I mean, if I'm playing with friends on the couch and we doing local play and we can have some like wacky rules to mix it up.
Yeah. Like every once in a while, like you throw in
fun.
Every single bonus star. Like I could see that.
Sure.
Like,
but
it wasn't a great while.
But for online, it totally makes it way too complex.
No, yeah. Like I would never post in the Discord channel like, hey, let's have all the bonus stars available.
Right, yeah. Then at that point, the game doesn't even matter. Like I just won't even play it, and then I'll just go for bonus stars, try and get them all.
So what else?
I mean, the mini games. I guess you could turn some off. I don't really personally like that. I see why some people might.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing I struggle with is like I do want like a couple of mini games gone, but like it really depends on the game, and most of the time I can just deal with it. Like I really don't like Piranha's Pursuit, but at the same time it was like you were telling me earlier off camera. But then you get the guaranteed 10 coins, just kind of like a hidden block kind of a situation.
Right, it's just a luck. It's just luck that you drew that when you're the one.
Yeah, so it's like, I kind of get that. I will say that I wish I could take out Tug of War, though, just because I do worry about Joy-Con drift.
I mean, that's an injury hazard, so yeah.
Yeah, like that one.
I mean, at what point is safety overpowering, gameplay?
Right. But at the same time, again, like, I don't want other people disabling mini games that are, like, either genuinely good or, again, they're just disabling too many of them. Like, especially in a game where it's like, there's already not a ton of mini games to begin with. Like, that's the main complaint that people have with Jamboree is, like, it feels like there's not enough mini games because so many are dedicated to motion controls, to side modes. And so there's only, like, I think 55, mini games left over for regular party mode that aren't in motion.
I hate the fact that we have to turn the motion games on or off to find it. Pretty much splits all the people playing in half. Right
yeah. See, that would be something I'd debate because of, like, the motion control mini games. Like, I want them on, but I don't want to play with the Joy-Con. Like, I wish you could just...
Why can't we play with the Pro Controller?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, like, why that can't be, like, some sort of customization where it's like... Because it feels like nobody on Discord wants to do motion controls, but at the same time, then you're eliminating, like, 15 mini games or something like that. And, like, I don't want to eliminate those mini games, but I don't want to play with the freaking Joy-Con.
Yeah, I mean, can't the Pro Controller do everything that the Joy-Con can do, or no? I don't really know the specs
I'm assuming... I mean, I think some would be harder. Like, imagine... Where's my controller at?
And maybe that would be the trade-off for using that. It might be a little more difficult.
Yeah. I mean, imagine doing the one where you crank it and you're doing, like, this instead, like, as opposed to the Joy-Con where you're just doing this, I guess. Or maybe there would be, like, it's just an advantage if you have the Joy-Con. Although, I don't know, would you mind if, like, we could do motion minigames, but the people with the Joy-Con just had better motion in theirs, and you would usually win it?
I would still use the controller.
So...
Unless I was constantly losing them, then maybe I would change, but I don't think that would be the case. Once you start changing up board layouts, though, then you're, like, entering the realm of, like, modding.
Yeah, no, so many people say they want lucky spaces turned off, and I'm like, no, it's like... I get that they weren't there before, like, that wasn't a thing until Mario Party 9, But
that's like a really niche community where you're like modding the maps, changing whole aspects of it. That's too much for the actual game itself, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because there are the people who want to actually like customize the board as well. They like want to put like Bowser spaces in certain areas, or they think it gives them a fresh coat of paint. Like, because you like if you constantly like change the layout and all that kind of stuff. But then there's just the ability to disable all the lucky spaces, so they just turn into like normal blue spaces. And I'm like,
that seems too bland.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's classic Mario Party because that's what they did beforehand. But at the same time,
there's a reason they've upgraded.
Yeah, I will say I really like the lucky spaces. I just don't like how many coins they give out. So I wish I could change that. But again, it just disabling.
I really like the aspect of the pro mode where you get to choose between two things. And maybe if it was in regular mode, it like gave you two random things to choose from a lucky space, and that was the luck factor. But you could still choose between coins or like a custom, or like maybe you need a custom, but this time it threw up 20 coins, and you're like, ooh, that's a tough decision.
Yeah. So what else?
Or maybe you say coins or item, and then it does the spin for coins or item.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Like. Although we're talking about like things you could like actually customize, or you just think I just want this like.
Now we're just getting into changes. Like, can we do this? Is this for the next Mario Party?
But that's the point that I make in the videos. Like, I'd rather just have Nintendo Cube do these like changes. Like, I don't want like the ability to take it into my own hands. Like, I just want them to add like motion capability for both regular controllers and Joy-Cons. Like, I don't want to be able to customize it between the two. Like, am I playing with one? Am I playing with both? Am I turning them on? Am I turning them off? Just make motion mini games a thing if you really want. But if you're using a Pro Controller, you're either doing motion or you're just using the freaking joysticks. Because like most of the motion stuff,
or just keep them in a side mode. You know, like.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because like in Paratroopafly or the Toad Factory, I don't think you've done either of those.
I have.
You have? Okay. Like those are perfectly fine. Those like are things that are supposed to be motion controlled. So I have no problem with them focusing on the motion controls for the side aspects. But at the same time, I do like motion mini games, but I just hate them with the Joy-Con. Like on the Wii, I like them. I know Tom hates them, but I really like them.
I don't even mind doing the motion with the Joy-Con.
Yeah,
it's just I don't like doing the rest of it with the Joy-Con. I feel like I'm all cramped up.
Are there any things that you want to customize? Are the things that you like I brought up in the video where you're like, yeah, absolutely do not bring customization for that at all? Like item prices. I know some people are like, I want to change the item prices in shops.
See, that's just too much. You know,
right?
Like that's like modding. I mean, that's like a modded version of the game.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be like an in-game built-in customization. Like,
yeah, I know. I
turns obviously.
But I mean, so would you? There are some people who say they want like to do a specific turn amount of like 18 or like 19 or whatever. Do you think that's
I
too
would
much?
be fine for them to allow as much customization as they want for local play, but they're not going to do that because that's a small portion of the game. But it just totally ruins any chance of.
I feel like it's a giant portion of the game. Like I think most people play locally. Like yeah, we play on Discord.
Well, do you count that as local play?
Well, so that's the big question.
Of.
Because yeah, it's not the random online matchmaking, even though we are playing with people we don't know. But so yeah, that I mean again, that runs into my issue of like we post on Discord or we're looking at someone else's match and they got all this freaking crazy stuff. Like every single I'm like, all right, they want to do Western Land. We like Western Land. They want to do 15 turns. We want to do 15 turns, but they turned off half the minigames. Like, or
see now, if I couldn't, let's say I couldn't find a match.
Yeah.
Or there weren't very many matches available.
Yeah.
Well, this guy had some of the minigames turned off. I could live with that and just play it.
Yeah.
But if he was like changing the board layouts a bunch, I might hate that.
Yeah.
I might
the item prices for shops.
Right, like that's like too. Yeah, it's like that guy's probably tailoring it to how he likes it, and nobody else might like it that way because it's so customized.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the problem with customization is just again, it's all about your personal preferences. And if you're playing with AIs, then I mean, more power to you because then you're just like playing by yourself. And like for those people, I feel like you should have more customization. But again, when it comes to playing with other people and everybody has to agree on it, I think just makes it more complicated and more, like I said, like you don't want to pull your hair out kind of a situation.
My biggest concern is it just ruins the matchmaking, especially the further down the line you get. Like
yeah,
a year from now, how long will it be till the next Mario Party comes out?
3 years. That's
so yeah, in 2 years from now.
Well, no, 3 years now because Mario Party.
Well, no, but in 2 years from now, when there's way less people playing it, and we still have a year to go.
Yeah.
That last year is going to be so hard to find matches, especially if there's not people on Discord. You can't just jump in matchmaking because there's so many customization options. You always end up playing with CPUs, and that's not fun.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Because again, I already feel like it's becoming too much of a problem. Because again, you and I are disagreeing. Because I want to do 20 turns on Jamboree. You only want to do 15, which I totally get. I want to do motion just to get that Rosalina achievement. You hate playing with the Joy-Con. I also hate playing with the Joy-Con. But again, I don't like missing out on the mini games. And just the more customization you add, the more problematic.
I actually like playing vote for the mini games,
and I don't like doing that.
But I never play that way because you have to change that setting, and I know that's gonna make it harder to find a match.
Yeah.
So then I just don't even use it. So what's the point of having the option?
Well, it sounds like you really don't have a preference either way. You're fine with it. I mean, do you actually prefer that, or do you think?
I do prefer that because
you do?
I feel like I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have a little more control over my own destiny in that situation, even though it's 25% more control.
But everyone else is voting for it, then, I mean, I don't know. Again, I just don't like it because it annoys me when people pick the bad minigames. Like, I literally saw someone pick Gatekeepers the other day, and I was just like, I hate you. Like, that was my instant reaction. It was just like, you suck. I hope.
Well, they probably did suck at the game, and that's why they chose the luck game.
No, they seem to be pretty decent. They were actually my higher competition. Some people really like that minigame. And again, if the game chooses it, I'm just like, it's Gatekeepers. If someone chooses it and it gets picked, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really don't like you. I want to steal a star intentionally from you, even if you're losing right now.
That sounds like you.
But yeah, okay. So you still agree that you want a little bit more customization, but
mainly just the bonus stars, really.
Yeah, it's just you want 3 bonus stars.
I would like 3 bonus stars.
I mean, but again, I really don't even want the option to set the amount of bonus stars. I just kind of want them to automatically do it, because it used to be 3. I don't understand why they changed it down to 2.
Right, because if we have to change it, then it's just too much.
Yeah, exactly. Just make the automatic 3, or at the very least make the standard 3, and then if you want to change it. But I don't know. I just feel like there'd be a lot of people who play 5 bonus star matches.
Because if you do 30 turns, there's 3, right?
Yeah, if you do 30 turns, there's 3.
What if you do 10 turns? There's still 2, right? So how does that work?
I think so. There might only be 1 now. I'm not positive. We don't do 10 turns.
I played 10 turns the other day, and I'm pretty sure there was 2.
Okay.
So how's that work? Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah. So, I mean, but dude, imagine doing a 10-turn game where you turn on all 7 bonus stars, or how many are there?
Yeah,
that would be chaos. That'd be a funny match.
Wacky stuff. If we were kids and we were just hanging out in the summer, we're so bored we played this 100 times in a row.
Yeah.
Let's do some crazy stuff.
Well, and that's another reason why I feel like maybe customization is a good idea. It's just because, like I said, for the kids scenario, where it's they want constantly something new, especially when you're young and you constantly want something new. Something gets old really quickly, typically. Right. Whereas I feel like as opposed to us, we just enjoy whatever we enjoy. We don't need something always fresh and new because we're always so bummed out and unimpressed by anything anyway. But yeah. So I don't know. This is something that I'm probably against, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of good reasons to have it. It really just, again, if there's any online mode, even if you're just playing with your friends for in the city or whatever, it's just me, you, Echo, and Bree or whatever, where it's just we all know each other, we're all in the same room. I still feel like there shouldn't be a lot of customization. There should be no changeable. I feel like it should strictly be couch co-op. The very, very local online play. But again, that's my personal opinion. You got anything else you kind of want to say on the topic?
I don't think so.
No.
I think we said it all. I
think we have said it too. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. This is the end of the video. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me and Zach, Captain Luigi time over here? Or do you think that it's we should have more customization. We should have a lot more. We should be able to control. It's it's annoying that you can't, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Either way, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, we'll catch you later.
Quick shout out to my family. Colin, Echo, Brielle, love you guys.